What's up guys, Groovy Guitar Dude here with my fourth song for Summer Strummin 2021, Stay by Justin Bieber and the Kid LAROI. If this video helps you out, hit that like and subscribe button, and the guitar I'm jamming on today is called a Journey JF410. If you want to win this guitar, check out the description for more details. The first thing that you want to know to play Stay on guitar is that in order to keep this song as beginner friendly as possible, we're going to capo up to 1st fret. And if you don't have a capo, I'll have a link to get this capo right up here. The next thing we usually go over for a song is the structure, but for Stay, we're actually going to repeat the same picking pattern through the whole entire song. So you don't need to worry about the structure for this one. And the last thing we would usually go over for a song is chords, but again for Stay, we're just going to have one picking pattern that's going to repeat through the whole entire song. So you don't need to worry about chords for this one. And with all that in mind, guys, let's dive into Stay. Guys, Stay is a groovy new song from Justin Bieber and the Kid LAROI. I'm so stoked to share this one with y'all. Most of this song is actually very synth-based and very keys-based, but there's this groovy part that actually plays through the whole entire song that, if you're familiar with the song, you've already recognized and you already saw at the beginning of this lesson, can be adapted very, very well to guitar and kind of played in a finger-picking kind of way. And it sounds super cool and is a lot of fun to play. So that's what we're going to be learning today, is the finger picking part that's going to match up with that little kind of synth part that repeats the whole entire song. This picking pattern that repeats through the whole entire song is actually one of those picking patterns that looks and sounds a lot harder to play than it actually is. So with that in mind, as we're diving into this and learning this, if you're a beginner, don't be too terribly intimidated by this. It is a little bit challenging, especially if you're new to finger picking or new to guitar in general, but it's actually a lot easier than it looks. So practice it really slow as we're going along, and practice it slowly along with me, and I bet you'll be able to get this song down even if you think you might not be able to. So with that in mind, let's start breaking this down. We're going to break this picking pattern down into 4 small sections, 4 really easy bite-sized sections, and it's basically going to be chord shapes, but we're not using full chords here, so I'm only going to show you the actual fingers and the actual picking that we need to do, so you don't need to play full chords like I said in the beginning. So let's get started with our first shape. For our first shape, we're going to start with a low E on the 1st fret, and I'm actually going to play that with my thumb, which you may see and be like, dude, there is no way I can play that. If you're a beginner, just give it a try and see if your hands are big enough, you've got your finger strength up enough to give that thumb on the 1st fret a try. But if you can't do that, it's totally okay. Just shift your fingers and use your pointer finger for that. I like to use my thumb for this part because I feel like it helps with the transitions actually, to kind of quicken things up, because the transitions in this are a little quick. When you use your thumb there, it helps you transition to the next chord, and then also from the last chord back into this first shape again. That'll make more sense as we go on, but if you can use your thumb, it'll help you with transitions. If not, don't worry about it, just use your pointer finger. So first shape, we're gonna use our thumb, 1st fret on the low E, and then we're going to go ahead and do a pinky on the high E 3rd fret. And then we're going to have this pointer finger here just kind of hanging out over the 1st fret of the B string. We're not going to put it down there yet, but we're going to have it hanging out there ready to drop down. So first shape is going to look like this. We're going to pick low E 1st fret. And then we're going to pick the B string open and hammer it on to 1st. Just like that. And then we're going to pick 3rd fret on the high E. And then we're going to go back up to 1st fret on the B. And that's your first shape, just that right there. And it'll sound like this a little closer to full speed. Just about like that. From there, we're going to go to our next shape. So you can take your thumb off, but leave these two kind of close to where they're at. So we're going to keep that 3rd fret on the high E. And then we're going to re-hang this one up over your pointer finger, up over the 1st fret of the B string, and leave that B string open, but have it ready to drop down. We're going to put our middle finger up on the 3rd fret of the low E, and this is going to be our next shape. We're going to pick low E 3rd fret, open hammer onto 1st on the B again, and then open G. There you go. And so you might notice we didn't play the 3rd fret high E there, but we played this 3rd fret high E in a couple other places, so it actually is nice to kind of just leave it there as an anchor. You'll see why in just a minute. So that's our second shape there, full speed. That was about full speed. Then we go on to our 3rd shape. Right here we can go ahead and take our 3rd fret off of the low E, and this one we're just actually going to have an open A, and then we're going to pick open B, hammer onto 1st again, 3rd high E, and then back up to 1st B. And that's our 3rd shape. Closer to full speed. About like that. And then we're going to go on to our 4th shape. What we're going to do for our 4th shape, the first time we go through the chord progression, is we're going to go open low E, and then we're going to do an open hammer on to 1st on B, and then we're gonna do an open hammer onto second on the G. Just like that. Now, the reason I say the first time we go through the progression is because we're actually gonna alternate between two different progressions throughout the entire song. And I know I said that we're gonna have one progression through the whole song. There's a reason for that. Because whenever we alternate through this progression, we're gonna play almost the same thing through the whole entire progression each time we play it, but the last shape on each time is gonna change just a little bit. So the first time we play through that last shape, we'll play what we just played. The second time we go through the progression, we'll go through the whole progression again, and then we'll play this. We're gonna go open, low E, and then we're gonna go open hammer onto first on the B, open B, open hammer onto second on the G. So we're just adding in that open on the B string that second time we play through, and it just gives a little extra something and adds a little bit extra detail there. And it sounds a little bit funky or maybe just a little bit confusing, but the important thing is that the first time you play through the progression, you do just, but then the second time you play through the progression, you go, so all you do is add that extra open on the B after that open hammer onto first. And we're just gonna alternate between those two progressions for the whole entire song. Now again, I know I said one progression, but really that is a very, very, very minor change. So it's really like you're playing the same thing. You're just kind of adding in that little tiny extra note there at the very end the second time you play through it. You just alternate on whether you use that open B string, that last, or I guess third to last note of the progression, or you don't. So first time through, you don't. Second time through, you do, and you alternate between those two through the whole song. And that's pretty much it. That picking pattern right there will repeat through literally the whole entire song, start to finish, and match up really, really well with that groovy little synth thing that's playing through the whole song stay. So now that we've learned all the parts, let's do a little walkthrough and put the whole thing together. So we'll start here with our first shape. We got first on the low E, open hammer onto first on the B, third high E, first B. Then we're gonna go to this shape right here. We'll have third on the low E, open hammer onto first on the B, open G. And then we go open A for the third shape, open hammer onto first on the B, third on the E, first on the B. And then we have that last shape here, which is the alternating one. So we go open low E, open hammer onto first, open hammer onto second. And that's our first time through, just like that. Then we'll start back over. We'll go first on the low E, open B, hammer onto first, third high E, first B. Then we go to the second shape, third on the low E, open hammer onto first on the B, open G. Then we go third shape, open A, open hammer onto first on the B, third E, first B. And then we'll go to that other fourth shape, the alternate. We'll go open on the low E, and then we'll go open hammer onto first on the B, open B, and then open hammer onto hammer onto second on the G string. Just like that to finish it off. So nothing too crazy here, guys. It is a little bit complicated, but the cool part about a picking pattern like this is that it does repeat through the whole song. So even if it's tricky whenever you're first getting it down, I would recommend doing kind of what we just did and playing through it really slowly. And we'll do some slow playthroughs here in a minute that you can play along with me while we're playing through slowly. And then working your speed up. And then once you got that down, that just repeats through the whole entire song start to finish. So maybe a little tricky at first, but once you got that part down, that's the only thing you need to know to play this song. So a lot of fun to play once you get it down. I love finger picking patterns like this. I'm a total sucker for them. So learning stuff like this and playing it slowly and getting it down like that is just one of my favorite things to do. So I'm stoked to share this one with you guys. And so with all that in mind, guys, like I said, I'm going to do a couple slow playthroughs of this without me talking so that you can jam along and make sure you have all the right stuff in all the right places. And then I'll play through it a couple times full speed so that you can match it up with the speed of the song. So slowly a couple times first, the picking pattern that's going to repeat all the way through stay will look about like this without me talking. guys, a couple of times full speed through the picking pattern that's going to repeat all the way through stay will look about like this without me talking. And guys, that is everything you need to know to play Stay on guitar. As always, if you have any questions, you can hit me up in the comments down below. I'm usually pretty quick getting back to those. And again, if this video helps you out, hit that subscribe button. I have about 850 other guitar and ukulele lessons on this channel. I usually try to post at least 3 to 5 new lessons every single week. So if you're learning guitar or ukulele, there cannot be a more perfect channel for you to check out. Again, guys, if you want to get involved in Summer Strummin 2021 and have a chance to win this guitar, be sure to hit up the description below and check out my Instagram for more details. Guys, Stay is a really groovy new song, and I'm stoked to share it with y'all. It's just one of those songs that doesn't necessarily seem like it makes a lot of sense to play it on guitar, but it actually fits guitar really well. That synth part that repeats through the whole entire song actually matches up really well with what we just learned how to play. It's that cool finger picking pattern. And I was just talking to somebody in the comments the other day about this, but this is kind of one of my favorite things to do, is learn songs like this that you wouldn't really usually think to play on guitar, but that actually work really well on guitar. I love learning songs like that that maybe don't have any guitar in them, or maybe don't sound like it would make sense to play on guitar, but they end up actually sounding really cool. That picking pattern we just learned is super cool, and it sounds great on guitar, and it certainly is not traditionally played on guitar how it's actually played in the original song. So I'm a big fan of learning songs this way. Like I said, guys, nothing too crazy here. It is just one picking pattern that repeats through pretty much the whole entire song. Really, the only thing that's tricky about this, again, is using your thumb for that part. I don't have my capo on, but using your thumb to play that first shape is a little bit tricky. So I do think that helps a lot with the transitions if you can do it. So give it a try. Even if you're a beginner, give it a shot and just see if it helps you out. But if you can't use your thumb for that part, no big deal. Just use your pointer finger for that part and adjust everything else. Other than that, it's actually fairly beginner friendly. It's a little bit fast, but as with any picking patterns or really anything on guitar like this, the best thing to do with that sort of deal is to practice it really, really slowly like we did in the lesson, and then work on building it up to full speed from there. You don't have to start full speed. Start by focusing on playing it slowly and then build up your speed from there. So guys, really groovy song, a lot of fun to play this picking pattern. I love songs like this that maybe not traditional guitar songs, but that you can kind of turn them into really groovy guitar jams. So I had a lot of fun learning this song. I hope you guys have a lot of fun learning it as well, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see y'all soon.